Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with some more Elder Scrolls Online. In today's video, I'd like to talk with you about playing and making this game look a lot more like a traditional Elder Scrolls game than an MMO. In my coverage, in my streams, I've seen a lot of people bring up, you know what, this looks like an MMO much more so than it looks like an Elder Scrolls game. And I would not argue the fact that this is not, you know, solely one or the other, that this is definitely a blending of the two. But there are ways that you can make this thing look and play more like the single player Elder Scrolls experience that you've grown to love. So I think the biggest thing that people are concerned about is the user interface and just the way the environment looks. And we're talking about a few things here, and these are legitimate concerns that people have brought up in my videos and during the live stream. So things like the enemy health bar, the glow, that is a huge concern that I see brought up by many people. The perspective, mainly people playing a third-person perspective. The hotbars on the bottom, all these things can actually, in the default game, be taken care of. And now someone like myself, I'm more liable to play this much more like an MMO with more information on screen, taking it even a step further than what the game offers by getting add-ons to show things like damage numbers and buffs and debuffs and duration of things remaining and all that sort of stuff. But the things like the glow, the health bars, the UI, you can adjust all of this in-game, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the game settings, specifically into the interface. Now from here, you have some options. You can actually do it so that the action bar is not showing up. So that is going to be your skills down at the bottom. So long as you remember where they are located, you can just put it to don't show and you will never see it. You can also shut off the quest tracker, which will move the quest in the upper right hand corner. You can shut off health bars. In fact, I believe by default it's done so that you only see when characters are injured, but you can shut that off entirely so that you never see the health bar. Again, more like a traditional Elder Scrolls experience. And then there is the glow. You can go ahead and turn off target glow as well as interactables glow. And there's a few things here like shutting off the indicators, you know, the markings that are going to be over quest givers, followers, all that stuff. You can shut it off so that it's more immersive, and it's more, you just have to walk up to these characters and figure out what's going on, whether they're, you know, friendly or foe, and whether or not they have a quest to offer for you. You can do all of that right here in the game settings as it is. No add-ons necessary. Okay, so when we exit out of here, what you're gonna see is, again, now we have removed the glow effects. So now when I'm targeted over someone, there is no glow effect there. We are removing the health markers, so I can go ahead and just engage, and we're not going to see those little health bars up at the top of the character. And all of that, I think, really changes the look and feel of this game and makes it so that, I mean, this does not just look a lot more like a traditional Elder Scrolls game, and obviously also playing in this first-person perspective. These are all things that are options. Now, it's of course not perfect. You're not getting that exact Elder Scrolls experience that you see in the single-player games. We're not dealing with those crazy amount of physics and being able to pick everything up, but I definitely think that this goes a long way to making it feel much more like what you know and what you're comfortable with in those single-player games. So that's really the only thing that I wanted to do here. I just wanted to show you that that is an option, and you certainly have these tools at your disposal to change up the experience quite a bit. I think that one of my biggest complaints, though, is that there is no Fov slider here for first-person perspective, and I do feel that this view is a little bit too tight when playing on the PC. I think it'll probably be just fine when you're on the console. When playing on the console, you are further away from the screen typically, and this makes a much more narrow FOV not as problematic. But when you are playing on a PC, a narrower FOV is actually can cause headaches and issues for some people. So that is something that I hope they potentially address in the future. I'm not sure if that's going to happen though, because that can actually kind of screw up the way they framed animations with the camera for first-person perspective. But those are details we don't want to go into too much here. Again, I just wanted to show you how you can take this game that in many ways can look and feel much more like a traditional MMO and make it look and feel much more like a traditional single-player Elder Scrolls game. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be seeing some more ES coverage in the future. ESO coverage in the future, because I am continuing to enjoy this game. So Thanks so much, guys. Keep watching and keep owning. Skelly, what are you doing here? Come here, I'm gonna cleave you. Oh, you're not affected by bleed effects, huh? Well, I can block you and then smash you.